Hi ladies, here I am again with you, sharing with a beautiful entrepreneur. I'm Fabiola Leon, the founder of Bridge the Gap to Success. I'm an international coach who mainly work with women entrepreneurs and small business owners, helping them to bridge the gap from where they are to where they want to be. And I'm also building a community, a Bridge the Gap community for women. And this space is for you. And today I'm with a talented Italian lady who is a networking expert. Her name is Jessica Fabrizi, and no more words. Hello, Jessica. How are you today? Thanks for being here with me, with us. How are you?
Hello, Fabiola, and hello to everybody. Well, thanks to you for inviting me and giving me this opportunity. I'm really excited to be here today.
So, Jessica, as I said at the beginning, you are a networking expert. But I remember that when we met, you were explaining to me that you were working in PR and then you decided to start your journey. How it is that you get to this point?
Well, I quit my job in PR last year. I was working automotive first at Fiat and then at Peugeot, and I was the press and communications manager there. And I decided to quit that job and do something on my own. So first of all, I went to management school to have some management background. So in order to know how to manage a company from A to Z. And then I decided like to, start this adventure, which is about having my own company and actually dedicating myself to the aspects of PR that I've always enjoyed the most. In other words, when I was working in PR, I enjoyed this job in general, but the thing that I liked the most was actually the networking part of it. So not just networking with journalists, but also networking with other business partners, networking with anybody in the automotive industry, networking as well with with communications agencies, with event managers, you name it. So everybody that was involved in the automotive business, directly and indirectly as well. So I built, so to say, my own network. But what I really, really enjoyed as well was putting these people in touch with one another. So I wasn't just a networker, but I was a connector as well. And this is how it all started. And then I thought, when I quit my job, I thought I could extend it to other areas as well, to other industries as well. So I started, for example, with fashion as well, and now I'm pretty active in the tech, on the tech scene as well, on the startup scene as well. So I think once you have these skills, you could actually apply them to any industry. So this is actually how I moved from automotive, from working as an employee in automotive to having my own business in many and operate in several industries.
Wow, that's amazing. And already I can see this is your passion because when you start talking about networking, actually the energy can be felt through the computer. But when you decided to start, as you named it, this adventure, and before I go back to you, how did you find the journey itself? I know that as an entrepreneur, it is not easy to just start the journey and to jump on this adventure and just make it happen. So how it has been for you?
Well, for me, I think two things were really important for me on this journey, so to say, aspects that really accompanied me, so to say. The first one was was going to management school. So in order to, as I've just said, be able to manage a company from A to Z. So you just shouldn't just know about your department or your let's say, your area of expertise, which for me was PR, corporate communications, and I don't know, public affairs as well. But also, it was really important to understand how a company works from A to Z, so in all of its departments. That was the first thing. The second thing was basically to network with people in the same situation, to network with people. So say network with peers, and have a peer group, so people in my same situation, but also to have models and also mentors, so people that actually went through the same situation but before you, and this way you can really learn a lot. And yes, I would say these were the main two elements that helped me in this journey.
I see. So you said something quite important, structure, how to, I mean, you wanted to know how a company works from A to Z, right? And I think sometimes this is what we miss, or at least actually, I always love to work about my experiences that I have had already and that I'm still having, because, you know, this is a learning process as an entrepreneur and when you are a business owner. So you said something quite important, which is structure. So there are many things we have to know or we have to learn in order for us to take our business to the next level, and then to the next level, and then to the next level. I think networking is an area quite important. And from time to time, I have the feeling that we dedicate too much time to paperwork. Networking, get out, talk to people, get in contact. How do you think this can help a business?
I think it can help a business a lot. And not just once you already have your product, but even before you actually have your product. You might just have an idea of a product, perhaps you haven't built it yet, you haven't designed it yet. But I think already then you should go out and talk about it with people. Say, perhaps you can say, I've got this business idea, or perhaps you can even pretend that the business already exists and see what the reactions of people are, and see if anybody would be willing, would be interested in buying your product. Now, if you know that people would be interested in buying your product, then you know that you can build it. I think it's a kind of, how do you say, a lean startup approach as well, where you don't go too far, you don't invest too much before you know that some people are willing and interested in buying your product, I think. And this is something you can do with networking. Networking gives you a lot of feedback. When I started out, I had a couple of ideas, but I didn't know, I didn't have in mind all of the products that I offer now, all of the services that I offer now. And I have to say, a lot of the ideas that I had, of the formulas that I offer as well, packages that I offer as well, actually occurred to me while I was talking to people. You know, I was talking to people about my business, and then I had these people in front of me, and when they were asking me a question, I had to come up with an answer, of course. So in this, it happened to me so many times that I had ideas for my product and for my business and formulas and so on, exactly what I was talking to people. So I think networking in this sense is great. For the feedback it gives you, but at the same time for the opportunities it gives you as well, of getting to know more people and more people. One person will bring you to another person, that will bring you to another person, and perhaps the third person that you meet on this path, so to say the third degree, will be perhaps even your business partner. I've heard of stories like this, or actually I've introduced people that then became business partners. So I think, yeah, networking is great in all phases of a startup, in all phases of development of a company.
I see. Wow, yeah, that's totally true. I think there is nothing better than to get out and start talking about your business and see what comes. But Jessie, we had the chance to share recently an event where you were the speaker.
Yeah.
I told you that day that I loved the content. Would you share with us some points that you were sharing that day with the audience? Because I also have the feeling that we need to be somehow not just informed, but as well educated in many, many areas. And again, networking for me is critical for a business owner. Would you share, please, with us to help us understand better what networking is and how we can just integrate the concept?
Yeah, absolutely. I perfectly agree with you, because I think as entrepreneurs, especially in your community, we shouldn't only, as I said before, we shouldn't only inspire people, but actually give them some practical advice as well. So it's not just about It's not just a matter of a confidence, it's also a matter of a competence. And competence is really practical advice that you can implement in your daily life and rituals that you can build to day by day reach your goals. So talking about networking, I have this format that I use when I talk to people about networking, especially in public speaking, but also I would say also in seminars, but also in coaching and consulting. But then in coaching and consulting is more customized. But I would say in general that networking, that I identified about 10 very important, 10, let's say, general principles or techniques in network, I would say. And that's why I call them the 10 Commandments. So yes, there's some irony in it. It's kind of a parody of the 10 Commandments that you will find in the Bible. So I'd like to share the first 5 with you today. And it's about, okay, so the first one is that networking, well, okay, I'm going to phrase it like this. Practice reciprocity. So reciprocity is basically when you give and take. The thing is, in networking, a lot of people, for example, they go to networking events to take opportunities, to take, I don't know, referrals and so on. This is actually not what you should do. But you should give first and then expect second. This is what the theorists of networking say, but I would actually go a step further and I would say that you should give regardless of what you get, if you get anything. You should give because actually you like people. Because if you think about it, every person is interesting. Every person has some talent that nobody else has. Every person has some expertise that nobody else has. You can learn from everybody. And in networking, the first thing, that's why it's also just the first commandment, the first thing is you have to like people. Actually, it's not that you have to, you simply like people. Once you apply this approach and this mindset to your life, you will see that networking feels different. So reciprocity for me means you give, and then one day you will get back. Perhaps not exactly from the first person you gave something to, but you just give because this is just your brand. This is just how you are, and then you see that things will come back as well. So this is the commandment number 1. Commandment number 2 is make it a lifestyle. A lot of people go to networking events and they go there and try to collect business cards and give their business cards away and so on. And then when they are outside of these business events or outside of their business, they are, how can I say, people that are not interested in other people, they're dull people, boring people, and so on. This is actually not the way it should be. So if you're a real networker, networking is your lifestyle, and you apply it everywhere and where you are, and in all situations and any time. So even when you're at the tram stop, for example, you look around and you smile at somebody, and perhaps you engage in a conversation with somebody. It doesn't have to lead to a point in which you actually exchange business cards. Sometimes it's very casual. You just exchange a few words with a person, and that's it. But perhaps you learn something new from that person, or even, I don't know, you have fun for 10 seconds. So this is the mindset that you should apply to networking.
And sorry to interrupt you, but you're totally right. At the very beginning, 7 years ago, I was shy. I didn't want to talk to people because I was afraid. It didn't mean that I didn't like them, but it was for me quite hard to understand that I needed to make it, how you call it, my lifestyle. So I really loved go out and introduce myself, get to know new people. Could be that they become clients, partners, or just friends. In any case, I think this person can recommend your services to other people and so on, right?
Absolutely. And that actually leads you to point number 3, which is never consider just the person, always consider the network behind them as well. So when you meet a person, a lot of people, especially in business development, but also I have to say in dating, they meet somebody, they don't think they're interesting, and they just leave them there. I mean, they don't care about this person anymore. but actually perhaps that person in business, especially one day, I don't know, in a year, they will be working at another company, or they will have more, I don't know, budget to afford your services. Or for example, even in dating, you don't like a certain guy you've just gone out with, but just integrate him in your network. I mean, making sure, of course, that you're not interested. If there's provided there's an assistance from your side, just integrate them into your circle of friends, into your network. They will take more friends of theirs, to, I don't know, to some events or gatherings that you organize, and perhaps the friend of this person will be the person that you fall in love with. You know, so this applies actually to all human dynamics, or human situations. So it's not just business, it's not just dating, it's everything. It's friends as well, it's acquaintances. So always consider the network behind that person, because every person has a network behind them.
Sure, sure. So then what about the fourth and the fifth points? What would you tell us?
Right. So I'd say that the fourth one, I called it come pre-qualified, which means, in other words, very simply said, it means have somebody introduce you to the person that you want to meet. So if you just go up to a person, or for example, nowadays, since we're very technological, you just cold call them, cold email them, you won't have the same impact on this person. If actually somebody else introduces you to them, then you actually already come pre-qualified, because that you have somebody in common, and that person that introduces you is actually the guarantee that you're a person that can be trusted, you're a person that can be, I don't know, it depends on the environment as well, but for example in business, you're a good business contact, or for example, in general you can be trusted, or for example in a circle of friends you're fun, and that's why you're a good conversationalist, for example, if it's just about hanging out with people. So there are many qualities that apply to it. So if somebody else introduces you, you already come pre-qualified with this guarantee. So, and the person you want to meet will perceive you in a different way. You will make a different impact on them. Now, it's not always possible to be introduced by somebody else. So sometimes you do have to cold call or cold email somebody, but then there are techniques as well to do it. So, and we will see it later. But in general, I have to say, before you just cold call or cold email somebody, try to have somebody else introduce you.
Actually, this point that you are sharing, it was one of the points that I kept, or I still keep actually in my mind, because when I attended to one of your networking events, this was something I liked it. The way you were introducing myself to those beautiful women that were there sharing with you. So I think this is something I will definitely apply and integrate to my way of do some networking. So you know it better. So I'm not the expert. So I just try to learn from you and to apply and remember or memorize these points, because they are quite good and important. So share with us the fifth one.
Yeah, the fifth one is actually kind of point number 4, reversed. So observe from another perspective, because in point number 4 we were saying that somebody, so the common contact introduces you to the person that you want to meet, and actually point number 5 is, so that person is a connector, because they connect you with the person that you want to meet. Now point number 5 is be a connector. So basically try to connect people with one another, provided that both can benefit from this connection. So you don't want to stalk people, you don't want to bother them. So first of all, if you see that there's a potential synergy between these two people, then think, is it beneficial to both of them? If yes, then connect them. It's even better if you're, let's say, these two people live in the same city, it's even better if you introduce them face to face, of course. If all of you would go for coffee together, but we can't be everywhere all of the time. Fabiola, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here, but I think we are having technical problems because your image is frozen. Let's try to keep just having the conversation to see if your image can get back to a normal. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Ah, okay, great. Now we have you. So yes, you were saying yes.
Yeah, I was saying, so basically, it's even better if you go for coffee with these two people to introduce them face to face because it works better. Because my advice is always try to meet people, even if you meet somebody online, try to meet up with them. But we have limited time in our days, of course. So if it doesn't work out, if you can't be present at a meeting, just introduce people via email. It's better to do that via email than not to do it at all. The thing is, connecting people is fun. It's interesting because first, it's good for them because they both benefit from this connection. Second, it's fun for you as well. I mean, at least it's fun. It's fun for me. This is what thrills me the most in life, to connect to people and be creative. I call it socially creative.
Yes, I think
So you create with time. It represents quite an advantage as well if you think about it, and it's about your position. The thing is, if you connect to people, then you are kind of you're the person that made that connection possible at all. Without them, that connection wouldn't have happened. And to me, it happened a lot of times because I introduce people to one another, and businesses merge or start, and so on. So there is really, business involved. So those people will be grateful to you forever first, and this actually puts you on a higher level, so to say. It gives you value, it gives you status. Now, when you do it in a serial way, time after time after time, you build up a certain reputation as well. So between these two people, you have status, but then in general, in your network, in their network as well, you actually gain a certain reputation. And this comes from, reputation management comes from PR as well, so this is kind of my background. But I think, so what I suggest in point or commandment number 5 is try to be a connector. And you will see that then once people, principle of reciprocity, will connect you as well with other people. So it all comes back at the end. But even if it does, it's always fun to give and to connect people with one another.
Wow, that's really wonderful what you have shared with us today. Unfortunately, at the end we were having some kind of technical problems, but I think still your voice I could hear quite well. In any case, Jessica, time also is something we have to try to keep like tight, because I know you are busy, and I just want to thank you for being here with us, for sharing this great content. And now that I have you here, I won't let you leave just like this. So please, please, please tell me that you are going to share the 5 points in another interview, the rest of them.
Absolutely, absolutely, with great pleasure. I can't wait for next time. So yeah, I'm here anytime. And thank you very much for this opportunity. What I'm trying to do, my mission with my business, is to connect people and to teach them as well how to connect. So I just don't connect them with one another as a consultant or through my networking event, but I also do coaching and consulting, coaching for individuals and consulting for businesses and especially startups. And I teach them how to network and how to connect with other people. I can't be everywhere, so I really want to teach that to people as well, so they really go out and take the opportunity that this world offers, because there are loads and loads of opportunities, especially in terms of of human dynamics.
Sure, sure. In any case, where they can find you? Are you on Facebook, Twitter? I guess so. You have also a webpage or something you can share with them, so in order for them to reach you?
Yeah, absolutely. So my website right now is being redesigned, so it will be ready in a couple of weeks, but it's onedegreetoconnect.com. And 1 degree to connect is simply the opposite of 6 degrees of separation, which I think most people know, this sociology theory. But then right now you can find me via email, let's say, j@1degree to connect. And also I share a lot of articles about networking on Twitter. And it's 1 degree to connect, but 1 and 2 in numbers. So 1 in number, degree, 2 in number, connect. So you can find me there. I also have a Facebook page, but I'm still working on it. So, and I'm probably you can use the help of Bruna as well, whom you interviewed last time. She's a social media strategist. So, you know, even between us entrepreneurs, there's a lot of networking going on. So, and it makes it really, really compelling.
Yes, that's true. And actually, I was also encouraging the women to contact Bruna, same with you, because I have the feeling that you are like a library, like a bookstore. I mean, about networking, this is a concept that as I said some minutes ago, at the beginning, I was quite shy. Still, is something I have the feeling that I need to learn a lot. So that's why I'm really glad that I could have you here today with me, even though I feel like, okay, I enjoy going out and I can introduce myself, as I said before, but you know, there are many things that we need still to learn how to really treat people in networking terms in order for you to keep your contacts. And because we don't, once we have them, we don't want to lose them. So especially if we can convert them into potential clients. But in any case, Jessica, as I said before, I'm really happy and grateful for your time. Thanks for being here with me, with us. And so now that you said yes, I'm going to be sharing with you the rest of the points. Now it's a commitment. We are going to schedule another interview, and for sure, those women that are watching us will be the chance to complete the 10 commandments of networking. Back to you.
Very good. Well, I'm really, really excited that you're so excited about all of these projects. And well, thanks a lot again for this opportunity, and I can't wait for next time.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. And with you will be till the next time. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.